Hello everyone, my name is Anna. Welcome back, my channel Health Fitness 1047. I wish you a good day. Here is the main news. Let's watch now.
One. Bad Boys, Ride or Die movie review. In Bad Boys, Ride or Die, the fourth installment of the franchise. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence reprise their roles as Miami detectives Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett nearly 3 decades after their first film. Facing midlife crises and the realities of aging, they are compelled to reflect on their lives when their late captain is implicated in a corruption scandal. To clear his name and protect their own reputations, Lowry and Burnett go on the run, confronting old enemies and forming new alliances, driven by a quest for justice and the desire to honor their fallen leader. 2. If movie review. The film features Blue, voiced by Steve Carell, and various whimsical creatures living in the Memory Lane retirement community under Coney Island, who long for their now adult best friends to remember them. The cast includes notable voices such as Maya Rudolph, Sam Rockwell, and Emily Blunt, among others. The story explores themes of family, friendship, the importance of memory, and our connection to the past, highlighting the idea that imagination is a valuable gift that diminishes as we age. 3. Retribution movie review. In the film Retribution, Liam Neeson plays Matt Turner, a businessman preoccupied with work and neglecting his family. The plot revolves around him trying to escape danger, as he finds himself in a car with a bomb strapped underneath the seats, similar to the premise of Speed. Unlike his typical roles where he fights off adversaries, here he is more focused on survival while dealing with the consequences of his busy lifestyle. The film is a remake of the 2015 Spanish film El Desconocido. 4. Oppenheimer movie review. Oppenheimer, directed by Christopher Nolan and based on the book American Prometheus, explores the life of J. Robert Oppenheimer, the theoretical physicist who led the Manhattan Project and developed the atomic bombs used in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Initially supportive of atomic weapons, Oppenheimer's perspective shifted after witnessing their devastating effects, leading him to advocate for nuclear regulation and global safeguards against nuclear war. His views were met with hostility from the American establishment. The film also touches on Klaus Fuchs, a British scientist involved in the project who secretly shared nuclear secrets with the Soviets. 5. The Flash movie review. The Flash, a film in development since the 1980s, draws inspiration from the comic book storyline, Flashpoint, and features various DC Comics characters. The story follows Barry Allen, Ezra Miller, as he helps Batman, Ben Affleck, thwart a bank robbery and then revisits his childhood home, where he recalls the tragic murder of his mother, Nora, for which his father, Henry, was wrongfully imprisoned. Overcome with grief, Barry travels back in time to prevent Nora's death, inadvertently creating an alternate timeline. In this new reality, he encounters a younger version of himself and faces the threat of General Zod, Michael Shannon, who is terraforming Earth without Superman to stop him. Barry seeks the help of this timeline's Batman, Michael Keaton, who informs him of a superhero being held captive in Siberia, prompting them to embark on a rescue mission. 6. John Wick. Chapter 4 movie review. John Wick, Keanu Reeves kills the Elder, the highest authority above the High Table, prompting a response from the High Table's Marquis Vincent de Gramont, Bill Skarsgård. In retaliation, Vincent kills Karen, Lance Reddick, the concierge of the Continental Hotel, and places a large bounty on Wick's head, attracting numerous assassins, including his old friend Kane, Donnie Yen, and a new adversary known as Mr. Nobody, Shamir Anderson. To escape his predicament, Wick must challenge Vincent to a duel, which requires him to rejoin the High Table. His adoptive sister Katya, Natalia Tina, agrees to reinstate him if he kills Killa, Scott Adkins, a German high table member responsible for her father's death. Wick successfully completes this task. 7. Avatar. The Way of Water movie review. 13 years after the release of James Cameron's Avatar, the sequel continues to explore the conflict between humans and the Na'vi on the alien planet Pandora. The original film highlighted human greed as colonists sought to exploit the planet's resources, particularly unobtainium. In the new film, Jake Sully, Sam Worthington, who has fully embraced his Na'vi identity, leads his family, including his wife Neytiri, Zoe Saldana, and their 3 children, as well as an adopted girl named Kiri, Sigourney Weaver, and a human boy named Spider, Jack Champion. The story unfolds as humans return to Pandora, having advanced their avatar technology. 8. Thor: Love and Thunder movie review. Taika Waititi's Thor: Love and Thunder adopts a childlike perspective similar to his earlier work, Jojo Rabbit. In this superhero film, Thor's main concerns revolve around parenting his adopted daughter rather than battling villains. He interacts with his imaginary friends, Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, who display emotions like jealousy. Additionally, Waititi transforms New Asgard into an amusement park, possibly critiquing Disney, with Asgardians taking on roles as tour guides and entertainers, featuring cameos from Matt Damon, Sam Neill, and Luke Hemsworth. 9. The White Tiger movie review. The White Tiger is a film adaptation of Arvind Adiga's 2008 novel, exploring caste politics and the stark rich-poor divide in India. It critiques the persistent power dynamics in a democratic society, suggesting that the only escape for the poor is through crime and politics. Directed by Ramin Barani for a Western audience, the film highlights extreme poverty juxtaposed with high society lifestyles, neglecting the significant presence of the Indian middle class. The story follows Balram Halwai, an ambitious young man who aspires to become a driver for Ashok, the son of a wealthy family. 10. Peninsula movie review. Peninsula, the sequel to Train to Busan, explores the consequences of a viral outbreak as an epidemic, resonating with current global experiences during the coronavirus pandemic. While the virus hasn't turned people into zombies, it has led to restrictions on freedom and a more authoritative government presence. The film highlights the importance of family and friendships as well as the concept of survival. It also presents political irony, depicting North Korea as a safe haven while South Korea becomes a zombie-infested wasteland, reflecting real-life socio-political issues. 11. The Garfield movie review. Directed by Mark Dindal, known for his work on The Emperor's New Groove and Chicken Little, the Garfield movie offers a humorous and heartfelt origin story for the iconic lasagna-loving cat. The film begins with a charming depiction of baby Garfield, showcasing his bond with his human, John Arbuckle, played by Nicholas Hoult. This warm and humorous introduction sets the stage for character development and appeals to fans of the comic strip. As the narrative unfolds, it transitions into an adventure comedy where Garfield teams up with his estranged biological father, Vic, voiced by Samuel L. Jackson. 12. Killers of the Flower Moon movie review. The Osage Indian murders were a series of killings of Osage Native Americans in Osage County, Oklahoma, during the 1910s to 1930s. Driven by greed following the discovery of oil on their reservation, journalist David Gran explored this case in his 2017 book, Killers of the Flower Moon, which inspired a film. In 1907, the U.S. government allotted land to the Osage, leading to resentment among white citizens who sought to exploit their wealth. Many white individuals married Native American women to inherit land. while others resorted to murder or poisoning. The brutal murder of Anna Brown in 1921 prompted the involvement of the newly established Federal Bureau of Investigation. 13. Barbie movie review. Stereotypical Barbie, Margot Robbie, lives in Barbieland, a perfect matriarchal society where women are confident and successful. Stereotypical Ken, Ryan Gosling, desires a deeper relationship with Barbie but spends his days in superficial leisure. After Barbie begins dreaming about mortality, she transforms into a more realistic version of herself. Weird Barbie, Kate McKinnon, explains that this change is linked to the emotions of the girl playing with her, and suggests that Barbie must go to the real world to cheer her up. Barbie embarks on this journey, with Ken tagging along, only to discover that the real world is dominated by men and far from perfect. 14. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny movie review. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is expected to be the final installment in the franchise, especially with Harrison Ford being 80 and the decision against recasting his iconic role. Initially conceived as a trilogy, the series concluded with Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade in 1989, but returned with Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull in 2008, featuring a storyline involving Soviets and aliens. The new film is primarily set in 1969, during significant historical events like the moon landing and the Vietnam War, but begins similarly to the original Raiders of the Lost Ark, which was set in 1936. 15. About My Father movie review. In About My Father, Robert De Niro portrays a cantankerous Italian hairdresser who is protective of his son, contrasting with his previous role in the Meet the Parents series. This time, he struggles with feeling out of place among the wealthy parents of his son's girlfriend. The character is more relatable and humane, featuring humorous moments, such as a pet peacock being served for dinner. The film has a tone reminiscent of a Govinda Kader Khan movie, but without the melodrama. Sebastian Maniscalco, a well-known stand-up comic, stars in the film, marking his transition to a leading role after supporting parts in Green Book and The Irishman. 16. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania movie review. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, is the third film in the Ant-Man series and marks the beginning of Phase 5 of the Marvel Universe. Directed by Peyton Reed, the movie explores the quantum realm, suggesting a vast universe beneath our own. It introduces Kong the Conqueror, played by Jonathan Majors, as a formidable new villain capable of manipulating time and space. The story follows Scott Lang, Ant-Man, Paul Rudd, his wife Hope Van Dyne, Evangeline Lilly, father-in-law Hank Pym, Michael Douglas, mother-in-law Janet Van Dyne, Michelle Pfeiffer, and his daughter Cassie Lang, Catherine Newton, as they confront Kong, who poses a significant threat with the power to destroy entire universes. Kong is exiled in the quantum realm, where Janet has also been trapped. 17. The Devil All the Time movie review. The Devil All the Time, based on Donald Ray Pollock's novel, is a period drama set between World War II and the Vietnam War, exploring themes of murder, deception, and the impact of violence on a small American town. The story illustrates how generational cycles of violence and poor choices persist, reflecting a broader American fascination with the macabre. It features a husband and wife serial killer duo who lure victims into secluded areas, capturing compromising photos before killing them. The film also addresses mental health issues, highlighting characters who believe they are receiving messages from God, leading to tragic consequences. 18. Jurassic World Dominion movie review. Are years after the destruction of Isla Nublar, dinosaurs coexist with humans globally, leading to a black market for them as exotic pets. A subplot features dinosaur fights in Malta, while the main story involves a sinister plan by the genetics lab Biosyn to create pigeon-sized locusts. The central narrative follows Owen Grady and Claire Deering as they protect Maisie Lockwood, a clone with unique genes, from kidnappers. The couple embarks on a mission to rescue her, intertwining their story with the larger themes of genetic manipulation and the consequences of human actions. 19. Tenet Movie Review. The text discusses the complexity of Christopher Nolan's film Tenet, comparing it to Salman Khan's famous dialogue from Kick, which suggests not overthinking and simply enjoying the experience. It highlights that Nolan's films, including Memento, Inception, and Interstellar, have previously challenged viewers with intricate themes of memory, time, and space. In Tenet, the central character, known as the protagonist, played by John David Washington, is involved in a failed undercover operation and appears to die by suicide, but the narrative suggests he is not actually dead. The overall message encourages viewers to appreciate the film's visual spectacle rather than trying to fully comprehend its convoluted plot. 20. Holidate Movie Review. Holidate presents a nostalgic view of carefree holiday gatherings, showcasing people enjoying life without masks, which contrasts sharply with the current reality of the pandemic. The film's central plot follows two attractive individuals struggling to find holiday dates, but viewers may feel little sympathy for their plight given the looming challenges of modern relationships. The storyline, involving a couple pretending to be in a relationship to appease family expectations, is a familiar trope in Hollywood.